Hey everyone, welcome back. We are going to take it into an outdoor Pilates flow using a couple props. So I have a resistance band here, and I also have some light dumbbells, 1 pound. So you can go ahead and get yours, and we'll get ready to jump in. So we're going to get set by bringing ourselves into a seated position. So you're going to have the knees bent and the feet planted down. You can move your props off to the side, but keep your dumbbells. So in a moment, I'm going to reach back and grab mine here. So we're going to be using those as we get started. So we're going to lengthen the arms out in front, and we're going to start with some half roll downs. Inhale as you round, going back. Exhale brings you up and into center. And then again for 2, inhale with control, exhale as you lift. And then again for 3, making sure to keep those shoulders rooted down. You can lift the arms and then exhale in. Again for 2 with that variation if you'd like, arms lift and lower and then back into center. You can also just keep the arms reaching out in front if you'd rather not add this variation to the movement. Make sure those feet stay planted down as you're going through, very controlled. On our next ones, we're going to twist out to the side, sweeping one arm out to one direction. Bring it back in as you exhale and lift. And then again for 2, over to your opposite direction, back into center and up. And then again. And exhale, center, over to our right. Sweeping the arm out, draw it back into center and lift. We're going to take it through one more each direction here, very controlled, adding whichever variation works best. And then we're into center. Now we're going to round ourselves all the way down onto the mat with control, melting back. From there, we're going to draw the knees into tabletop, float the arms up over the chest. We're going to go into our 100. Exhale, lift. We start our inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, keep the energy through the arms and exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. We're halfway. Lengthen the legs if you'd like, maybe turning the palms up toward the ceiling. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Keep that control and exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last inhale and exhale. And then from there, we calm the arms and then draw the knees in, rest the head, taking a quick rest. We're going to go into our roll up from here. So you're going to reach the legs out, arms up toward the ceiling. Inhale, exhale as you curl up and over, taking that stretch towards the feet. Inhale, melt down. Floating the arms up, and then exhale, chin to chest as you find that lift. And we lower. Again for 3. So you can put a soft bend in the knees here if that helps you to modify the movement as well. Keep those shoulders drawn down, very controlled as you peel yourself up and as you round back onto the mat. Now we're going to bring ourselves back down. Once you're fully reclined, plant those palms by the side, and we're going to go into our rollover. So you're going to draw the feet in and then float them up either together or one after the other. As you exhale, round up and over, reaching the legs out. We space them out shoulder distance, flex, and then round down with control as you inhale. Reach the legs long. Deepen into the belly. Exhale, up and over, reach through the legs. Legs are active. We flex, space them apart, and melt down. And then again here, we reverse. Legs are spaced out as we start. Reach, draw the legs in, flex, and lower. And then again here, starting with the legs shoulder distance, we draw them in and then slowly articulate back down onto the mat. Draw the knees in towards the chest. You can grab back onto your weights. We're going to go right into our ab series with some variations. So we curl up, we go into our single leg stretch while the arms open out to the side and back in for 3 and 3 and reach 4, keeping those arms at shoulder height. Reaching the legs out long towards the opposite end. And then we pause, resting the head as we come back into center. Let's go into our double leg stretch. We're lifting here. As you inhale, reach the arms and legs out in opposite direction. Exhale in. Again for 2. And center. And reach 3. And in. And for 4. 4 more. Option to bring the arms and legs up a little higher if that assists with the movement. And then here's our last one. Exhale, center. And then we pause. Now we're going to go into a variation of our crisscross. So you're going to keep the weights in hand, curl up, you're going to bring your legs to tabletop, and those palms are on the chest, elbows are wide, and then jab as you twist to each side. So you're alternating. Reaching that arm outside or towards the knee, twist, stay lifted. Continue flowing through this here, lengthen that arm, keep the legs strong. And then we pause, melting back. Really good. So you can rest the arms by the side, lengthen the legs. We're going to float the arms up as we inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, peel yourself up. Let's go into our spine stretch forward, spacing the feet out the width of the mat. Arms stay lifted. Exhale as you round, diving the head towards the feet. Inhale, lift, and exhale as we take that stretch forward. Again here for 3. So imagine that you're folding over a stability ball. Keep those arms from sinking down towards the ground. And lift. Exhale as you take that stretch, getting the nice release in the back of the legs. And then we bring ourselves back into center from there. So you're going to bring the legs in to meet. Keep those arms reaching out in front. Round yourself down as you inhale. And from here, we're going to go into our corkscrew. So float the legs up. Palms are going to be planted down by the side. Inhale, take the legs over to one side. Exhale, sweeps them around and reverse. Inhale, exhale around and in. Again for 2, so we're keeping the hips down. We'll have a variation in a moment. Now, on our next one, you start the same. Inhale, exhale into center. Maybe you find a lift of the hips. Lower with control and reverse. Exhale up with control. Really press those palms into the mat. And then you can add a full lift on that next one if that feels okay. Rounding down, similar to our rollover. Inhale, exhale around and lift the hips, maybe reaching the legs parallel to the ground. We slowly lower. Again here, inhale, exhale up and reach. Rounding the spine with control, going over to the left, down, around, up. And find that lift as you lengthen. Legs are active, and then melt yourself back down. From there, you can float the legs all the way onto the mat with control. Really good. Float the arms up. Inhale. Exhale brings you all the way up to seated. So we're going to space the feet out the width of the mat. Let's go into our saw, grabbing back onto your weights. Inhale as you twist. Exhale, reach to the outer edge of the foot. We come back into center. Exhale, twist and stretch. Again for 2, lift, really lifting the rib cage as you twist, lengthen through the arm as you stretch. And then again, inhale, exhale, fold. Let's do 1 more each direction, very controlled here. Inhale up, exhale as you twist, stretch outside of that opposite leg. We come back into center, the arm and legs come in to meet, and then round yourself back down onto the mat with control. Keep the reach in the arms. And then once you're there, you're going to plant the arms down. Let's go ahead and turn onto the front of the body, and then we'll get into some extension work. So you're flipping yourself over here. And we're going to use our weights in this variation as well. So as you're melted down there, you're going to go ahead and reach the arms by the side, holding onto the dumbbells, and feel free to keep them out if that works better for you. So you're going to inhale, lift, sweep the arms out to the T, draw them back in towards the body, exhale, lower. And then again for 2, as you lift, arms sweep out, in, and melt down. And then again for 3. So really feel the work of upper and middle back lifting you here. You're keeping the core engaged as well as you go through the movement. And lower. Continuing that lift as you float up, maybe add the legs here as I'm doing, and release. And then again, inhale up, arms sweep out, in towards the body and down. Continuing that flow of movements, whichever variation, maybe legs are coming with you, maybe they're staying down, maybe there are no weights in hand. And release, lengthen as you melt back down. From there, you can go ahead and sit the weights off to the side, press back. You're going to go into a child's pose as you sit back onto the heels, getting a nice stretch in low back. And we're going to bring ourselves into a seated position, and let's go into some neck pull. You can grab back onto your weights as well, and you can also do this without. So we're going to have the knees bent, feet planted down, and then we're going to bring the hands behind the back of the head. So you're going to dive forward towards the feet. Inhale, hinge, twist from left to right, and then exhale, round the spine with control. So we're adding another element here to our neck pull. Inhale, chin to chest, exhale, lift, dive forward. Inhale, hinge, rotate one side to the other, and then melt back with control as you lower. Chin to chest, exhale up, trying to keep those elbows wide, and then we take that twist here after we take our hinge. And then lower down. So really keeping that control, a bend in the knees really helps with this one, but you can also lengthen the legs and add an additional challenge if you'd like to do that. From here, we're going to take it into our shoulder bridge. So you can go ahead and grab onto your resistance band, and we're going to place that on the legs above the knees. Once the feet are back down, we're going to have the hands planted by the sides on the mat and the feet are planted down. And as we start with our bridges, we're going to have an open close of the legs. So you're going to find your lift here on your inhale. Legs go out, draw them in, and exhale, lower. Again for 2, as you lift, legs space out, in, and release. And then again for 3. So very controlled, work against the resistance of the band. And for 4. Let's continue that motion there. Same thing, lift, legs go out, in, and release. And then again for 3. And lower. We have 2 more before we have a variation at the end. And 1. Now on our next one, stay lifted and open out here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then bring yourself back down with control. We're going to keep the band on. We're going to do some marching bridges with it on. You're going to find the lift of the hips and then draw one knee into tabletop after the other. And then we stay lifted, continuing to float one leg in as you repeat. Really prevent those hips from sinking down towards the mat. So you want to make sure your shoulders are staying rooted down. Really getting an added element here with the resistance band as we float one leg off of the ground. All right, we're nearing the end. Keep that control and then bring yourself back down. You can take the band off. We have one more variation of our bridges here. We're going to take it into some kicks with our single leg variation. So you can set the band off to the side. Lift up into your bridge. Right leg goes into tabletop up to the ceiling as you kick in. Inhale, reach the leg long. Exhale, kick. Inhale, lengthen. Again for 3. Keeping those hips up. Feel free to just keep both feet down and work through your standard bridges if that feels better for you. And we kick in, draw the leg out and in from your tabletop position here. And then again for 3 and 4. We have 2 more, reaching that leg out just the height of the opposite knee. And then we lower it back down, round the spine. We take a quick pause before we go over to the other side. So go ahead and find the lift into your bridge from here. Left leg goes into tabletop up to the ceiling. We kick, and reach the leg long. Again for 2. Maybe you're going past the height of that knee on the other side, so you can add that challenge by doing that. and kick, kick. And we draw the leg back up. Go ahead and bring it to tabletop, reach the leg out and in. Again for 2, and in, reach 3, and 4, keep that control. And then we bring the leg back onto the ground, round down, and then take the legs through your windshield wipers, just letting them go from left to right, getting a release in low back. So we grab onto our weights, inhale, reach them overhead, exhale brings you up to your lifted position from here. We're gonna go into our spine twist. So we have the legs hip distance, and we're going to reach the arms out to the T. Inhale, twist 1, more on 2, exhale, center. Arms float up and out to the T. Again, we twist on 1, a little more on 2, exhale, center, we lift and lower, and then switch. So just adding another element with that lift of the arms overhead, getting some more work of the shoulders. Remember to lift the rib cage as you're twisting to each direction. And again, twist 1 and 2, exhale, center, arms lift and reach out to the T. And then again, 1, 2, exhale in, we lift and reach the arms back out. Really good. Draw them back into the front. You're gonna round yourself back onto the mat with control, lowering down, and let's get ready to go into our side lying leg variation. So you can rest the weights down and then bring yourself over onto one side. And then once you get there, go ahead and grab onto your band, and we're going to place that back onto the feet. So we'll have it up above the knees. And then we're planting ourselves down. The head is resting on the palm, top palm pressed into the mat, and we're lifting that top leg, working against the band for 2. And lift 3 for 4. So working through our clam here, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keep the leg up, we pulse, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leg lowers down. You can go ahead and take the band off. So we are only using it for that first one. And then we'll grab back onto it in a little bit when we switch. So now from here, you're gonna go ahead and lengthen the legs, prop yourself up onto the forearm now. We're gonna have a variation here with our teaser as well, a teaser variation. We float the leg over, back, bring the legs together, lift, reaching toward the toes, melt back down, back onto your side. Again, we tap 4, 3, 2, 1, and then peel yourself up, turn as you twist towards the feet and release. Again, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We find ourselves lifting, press off that forearm, reach to the toes, melt down. And then again, 2, 1, and then lift. You can also keep the legs in tabletop as you go through that one if that works better. Again, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. Reach to the toes, stay tall in the front of the body, and then we bring ourselves down, continuing that motion. And then we're up. Press, twist, reach to the toes, and melt back down. Now you're going to just bring yourself up. We go over to the other side, and then we'll start with our clam. So we're going to place the band back onto the legs above the knee. We lower back, planting the head onto the palm. Knees are bent, ankles stacked. We lift that top leg here once you're ready. For 8 and lower. Lift 7 and up for 6. 5. Last 4, very controlled. 3, 2, and 1. And then we pulse up here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower back down. We're going to take the band off. All right, and then once you have that removed, prop yourself up onto the forearm as we did on the other side. The legs are lengthened to the front corner of the mat. We tap. 3, 2, 1. Find that lift, reach to the toes, press off the forearm, lower with control. Again, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Find that lift, exhale up, inhale slowly brings you down. Again for 3. And then find that reach. Again, your legs can be in tabletop here, and maybe you only lift to a height where your forearm stays down, so you can also modify in that manner. We find that lift, twist, and lower. So continue going through that, modifying as you need to. And melt down. Really get the rainbow motion of the legs, so you're going up and over each time you tap. And melt down. Great work, everyone. From there, we bring ourselves onto our back. We're going to take a nice figure 4 stretch. So you can cross one leg in front of the other and maybe float the whole shape in towards the body, and maybe lengthening that opposite leg up toward the ceiling for an additional hamstring stretch. Let's go ahead and switch over to the other side. Same thing. All right, so from here, we're going to find ourselves in a reclined position. Actually, I'm just getting my weights. So go ahead and get your weights, and we're going to go into a teaser. So this will be a teaser with some arm variations with the weights in hand. So you can start as I'm doing here with the legs lengthened. You can also start with the knees in towards the chest and then round yourself up to seated. Inhale, exhale as you peel yourself up. Lift the arms up to the ceiling. We press for 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Reach the arms out towards the feet. Slowly lower down as you inhale, or maybe the knees are coming into tabletop. Again for 2. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale brings you up. We float the arms up to the ceiling, palms facing away. Lower and press for 3, 2, and 1. Really good. Again, reach the arms out in front, articulate the spine back down with control. Same thing here for 3. When you're ready, chin to chest as you inhale, and then exhale brings you up. Float the arms up to the ceiling or the sky, turn the palms, bend and press for 3, 2, and 1. Really good. Reach the arms out in front, round down, very controlled as you lower. Bringing yourself up, we lift the arms. If you're adding that variation, turn the palms, press 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, arms reach out and then round the spine down with control. Really good work, everyone. And then from here, we're going to turn over onto the front of the body, and we're going to bring the weights with us, and we'll go into our swimming. So you can find yourself on the belly, holding onto the weights, and you'll have the arms lengthened out overhead. Inhale as you float opposite arm and leg off the ground. Exhale, lengthen and release. And then again, we switch and lower. And then from here, we lift both arms and legs and we flutter 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, keep that lift, and exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. And then we pause, lift a little higher, exhale as you melt down. Really good. Rest the weights down, press back into a child's pose, getting another stretch. And now from here, we're going to bring it into some plank variations. So go ahead and place the band back onto the legs. And this time you're going to have the band underneath the knees, so you'll bring it closer towards the ankle. This way you'll feel it a little more as we find the lift in the legs. So you're going to bring the palms planted down, find the lift of the knees. We're going to float one leg off the mat. We shift forward, forward, pause, and switch. And we go back, forward, back, pause, and switch. And then again for 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to stay lifted. Lift that leg there. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We lower the knees, untuck the toes, maybe taking another child's pose stretch there. And we're going to bring ourselves all the way back up, remove the band, and let's take it into some kneeling side bend variations, and we'll be using the weights for this as well. So you can sit the band off to the side. We're going to bring ourselves forward, And let's plant one palm down, one knee, and grab onto your weight. So you have one leg lengthened out. So now from here, you're going to imagine that you're taking a row-like motion. As you bend the elbow, draw the weight across the chest, lengthen, and then we bend and press back down. Again for 2, and lift. Making sure the front of the body remains open as you lift that arm. And for 4. Now, if you'd like, you can float that top leg off of the ground as you go through this motion, reaching the arm up. And then again here, extend with control, bring it back down and lower. Let's take it into one more. And now after this last one, float the arm back up, begin to lower and lift that top leg and up. Again for 2, point down, flex and lift, and for 3. And 4, very steady and controlled. You have 4 more. For 3, last 2, and 1. You're going to keep the leg up, reach that arm, or reach the leg out into small circles. And we reverse back around here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now reach that arm out overhead, lower the leg for a moment, and then we're going to go into our side bend, reach the arm, lower down, and then we take it into our mermaid. So we're flowing through this. Again for 2, plant the palm, reach the arm up. As you lengthen, lift the hips, and then you bring yourself down, lower the arm, opposite one comes up by the ear. And then again for 3, press the palm. Inhale as you press up and stretch. Side body really working. Exhale, lower. And then we're up. We have 1 more. As we reach and stretch. Lower the knee down. And then we're up and over in our mermaid release. Once that arm floats back down, we're just going to sweep the legs around so we can take it to the other side. Same sequence here. So we're going to start with that kneeling side bend variation. And let's bend and lengthen that arm. And then we bring it down. Again for 2. Keeping that top leg rested down to start. Again for 3 as we lift. And up for 4. All right, maybe you lift the top leg and join me here by continuing the arm motion with the other leg off of the ground. Last 2. And then here's our last one. Now from there, sweep that arm up toward the ceiling. We lower and lift that top leg, pointing down, flex and lift. Again for 2. And up and reach 3. If you find that balance is a little shaky, you can keep that leg steady. We have 4 more. Again for 2. And 1. We keep that leg up. We have our small circles. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and reverse back around. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that leg, reach the arm past the ear, lengthen that bottom leg into your plank, and then we lower and reach. And then again for 2, we press, lengthen, really strengthening the side body here as you press up, lower down with control, and then sweep the opposite arm by the ear. We have 2 more. Lower down and lift. And then here's our last one. Very controlled as you press up. Melt back down, and then we stretch. Good work. All right, now from here, go ahead and bring the weight to the front of the mat. We're actually going to take it onto all 4s. And then once you're set here, you're going to have the weight in one hand, and we're going to start with an opposite arm and leg lift to get us going in this sequence. So reach them out, take them out to the side, in, and then lower and tap. Again for 2. We lift, sweep the arm and leg out in each direction, then lower for 3. And down. And then again for 4, really keeping the core engaged. We have 4 more, and sweep them back down. Again for 3. In and lower. Last 2. And then final one here is you lift, sweep them out to the side, keeping them at that height, and melt down. Now from here, you're just going to switch over to the other side, so grabbing onto the weight in the other hand, and then we'll prepare to lift the opposite leg. So once you're ready, we take that lift here to lengthen, and then we first start out, sweep the arm and leg out to the side and lower, again for 2. And in, and for 3, lift. And for 4, so really feel it in the glutes as you float that arm up. Feel the shoulder engaged as you float the arm up with the weight. All right, taking our last few, keep that control the whole way through. And then from there, you can draw the knee in, release, maybe taking another child's pose. Just really allowing yourself to lengthen those arms out on the mat, press the hips back. And then from here, we are going to bring it up to standing. So we're coming onto our feet to finish, and we're going to have the band on as well. So we find ourselves upright with the band on, squat, reach the arms out, again for 2, and lift for 3, and 4. And now from there, round down, bring the palms to meet the mat, walk yourself out into your plank. And then we walk ourselves out into our plank, core is strong, starting with the left leg, we tap it out 4, 3, 2, and 1. And switch 4, 3, 2, and 1. From there, lift the hips, walk the palms back into center, and then round yourself up to standing, 1 vertebrae at a time. Take those legs back out. We go back into our squats for 4 and lift. Again for 3 and up. Last 2 and 1. From there, rounding down, bring the feet in if you need to, folding into that release. Walk the palms out. We hold it there, and then we add our push-ups if you'd like for 2. Tapping the feet, 3, 2, and 1. We switch, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From there, we lift the hips, walk the palms back into center, and then round yourself all the way up. We're going to take it into one more set. Space the feet out and squat. 4, lift, 3, and up. Last 2, and 1. From there, take that forward fold, rounding down. Very controlled. We'll add in another set of push-ups here. Option to add those in if you'd like. Drawing the body down and press. Let's take it into one more. And then we're up, tap the feet out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We switch. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Find the lift of the hips, walk the palms in towards the feet. Round yourself up to standing. And then from there, just take a nice stretch. Inhale, exhale the arms lower. One more. And release. And we are done. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed.